Hello guys, NautoAisDx here, and this will be a follow-up on my thoughts on Idea Factory International making a lot of game announcement at Anime-Expo 2023. So one topic that I always say as a joke, and of course by now, if you saw one of my short on my secondary channel, Mary Skelter finale is going to come on Steam on September the 12th. So the topic for this one is the follow-up is, will Mary Skelter 2 finally going to the PlayStation 4 in the West? So of course, content-wise, it's already out. It's on Switch and it's on Steam. In the Switch, it's unaltered, uncensored. You get the whole package. When it comes to the Steam version, you kind of saw me in one of my videos. I did a rage rant. And to some extent, yeah, that was sort of real because it was frustrating as somebody who's a fan of Idea Factory games. But like I said, props to Ghostlight, Idea Factory, and Valve to compromise something. And yeah, there is the Anniversary mode on that version, but you have to put it in via patch. It is what it is. Sakura Wing Clouded game kind of do the same thing if you want uncensored on Steam, just saying there. With that said, yes, Mary Skelter 2 is out. But the question is, will it be out in the West? Because it was already out in Japan, I think in 2017. And then, of course, in China. But, of course, if you follow a bit of that history, the Chinese version had a major update to a point that the game bricked. No kidding. So the story behind that was there was a mandatory update in the Chinese version to remove the Purification Mode, and it ruined the game, from what I understand. It is what it is, kind of weird why, but there you go. So, with that said, is that the reason why chances of Mary Skelter 2 going to be released in the West is going to be zero? And the answer to that one is, unfortunately, to some extent, yes. Because I would always joke this around every time they mention Mary Skelter finale on social media. I say, hey, Mary Skelter 2 in the PlayStation 4. Any chance? Heck, I even say them multiple times. I know, repeated offense, getting in their face, you get the idea there. So to some extent, sales-wise, it would make sense. So you got Mary Skelter 1 on the Vita, Mary Skelter 2, and it includes the original one, PlayStation console, and then Mary Skelter Finale. But the problem is the Anniversary mode. Yes. If they would put it, as of right now, the Mary Skelter 2 for the PS4 version, Sony probably going to throw a hissy fit and say, you got to remove the Anniversary mode. Yeah, it is xenophobic. It sucks. It's disgusting. I already talked about their censorship. Here's the gist. One guy said, oh, it's for the children, which is bullshit. Atsushi Morita, former Sony CEO, he retired because he's old, said global standard. I don't know what that means. But in the other two, that sort of kind of makes it to some extent, but it's still, I say it's bullshit. And that is, one is, oh, we don't want to be associated with the hashtag MeTooment. So if you know that story, then you know that story. I'm not going to touch that one. And then the fourth one, it's something that corporate don't want to deal with it. And of course, if you follow AEW, Tony Khan, what his statement about CM Punk, if you want to know about that, you can watch it on Google, YouTube, you know it. And they don't want to get sued. And apparently, been rumbling that at one point, Sony got sued because of the games they offer for kids, which some of those games are not for kids, but whatever. You know, if you're in the US, you can file a lawsuit for someone who makes a bad sandwich, weird, whatever. But that's the idea. So that's why the censorship to some extent is happening. Gross, but it is what it is. And of course, the problem is the reason they're xenophobic with anime games is a lot of the character design look minor. Even so, they're fictional. And I said it before, I'm going to say it now, and I'm going to say this forever and ever. Fictional anime waifu character does not hurt real life society. But you got weirdos that's going to change the narrative. Bullshitting maybe, you know what's going on right now. I'm not going to touch that. So the reason for my guess, and probably makes sense, that Mary Skelter 2 will never ever going to be on the PlayStation 4 in the West is that Anniversary mode, because the idea of robbing fictional girls that are minor, they look minor, but again, they look young, fictional, fake, it hurts society. I mean, you got weirdos who get pissed for modding an ugly character to be beautiful because, well, maybe they're self-conscious. I don't know. I'm not going to touch that. So whatever. So that's my theory and guess of why that game's not going to come out. Mary Skelter 2, it's going to suck. 'Cause like I said, I've been saying that. I've been bugging Idea Factory International. And yeah, I mean, I got responded left and right to some extent. And they're looking into it. We want to, but it's up to the company themselves, Idea Factory, Compile Heart, and of course Sony. And again, if they would do it, chances are they might say, oh, remove that Invincibility mode and ruins the game, and what do you think is going to happen? Including myself, we're going to complain, oh, censorship, we're removing it. All I want is just leave the game alone, but that's not going to happen because Sony's afraid they might get sued. So there you go. Yes, so that is the reason, to some extent, my theory of why Mary Skelter 2 will never ever done fini to be on the PlayStation 4. It would be nice, but like I said, they are well aware. They want to if they could, but if Sony's being difficult, then you can't. So it sucks. Yeah, so that's my thoughts, my theory of why Mary Skelter 2 will never ever be on the PlayStation 4. And it's unfortunate, like I said, it's out in Japan and in China. It would be nice. But if you want to play that, your alternative is a Switch or Steam at least. But yeah, but it would be nice. I mean, if you're a PlayStation only console player, then you're out of luck. It sucks, but like I said, they're well aware, but they can't do anything about it. So with that, I'll see you guys later.